From Advanced Rain Control, call Curtis today at 210-863-9881 and tell him Kenny Long sent you.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick's Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick's Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
GTM Sportswear.
GTM Sportswear. Look like a team, train like a team. GTM Sportswear can outfit your entire team with custom jerseys, uniforms with amazing new sublimations to choose from, warm-ups, and much, much more. Get your team practice wear with up to 20% off. They even have great fan apparel for that team spirit look.
GTM Sportswear is a proud sponsor of the Texas Youth Football and Cheer Association.
Need uniforms for your cheerleaders? They got those too. Get some of the best prices on all apparel with their amazing partnership with Typha. Just go to gtmsportswear.com and get outfitted for the season. Once again, that's gtmsportswear.com. Or call Melanie Miller at 785-249-5343 for more information.
GTM Sportswear.
Love what you do, wear what you love.
All-Star.
All-Star.
All-Star Inflatables, a premier custom manufacturer of cold air inflatables.
And they know what big-time Texas football is all about.
They specialize in team spirit tunnels, inflatable helmets, mascots, bounce houses, and much, much more.
They also do repairs.
No job is too big or too small for All-Star Inflatables. With over 35 years of combined experience, their goal is to create, design, and manufacture top-quality inflatables at affordable prices. All-Star Inflatables is proud to manufacture 100% in Texas, 100% made in the USA.
All-Star Inflatables is a proud sponsor of the Texas Youth Football and Cheer Association. Typha organizations, let them know you're with Typha and get 10% off.
See their ad at Typha.com and check them out at www.allstarinflatables.com. That's all-starinflatables.com. Or call their sales department at 888-349-4386.
Or email them at sales@allstarinflatables.com.
All-Star Inflatables. If you can imagine it,
they can inflate it. You're listening to Typha Radio, part of the Typha Sports Network.
And welcome back here to Typha Radio. You're listening to the Zone here on Typha Radio every Wednesday from 8 p.m. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com. On Twitter at Typha Radio. Speaking of Twitter. So we talked about it all over Facebook as it really caught fire with some people, but we posted the original post was on Twitter at Typha Radio. And I put it up as a poll. And the question was, who is the strongest chapter in Typha? I didn't specify anything about championships, playoff runs, number of teams in playoffs, championships, whatever. I just asked a simple question. Who is the strongest chapter in Typha? Now, I all over Facebook, all I heard was Houston this, Houston that, Houston. Then Colleen came in, and I started hearing all kinds of things about Colleen. And both very strong chapters in their own rights. I gave you my explanation earlier. But I just checked out the Twitter poll. Again, at Typha Radio. There's still time to vote on there. I did it earlier today. Looking at the results as we go. And here you go. Here's your results. 5% say the strongest chapter in Typha is Houston or the RGV. Both at 5%. 15% are Austin and Colleen. 15%. Hang on just a second. Well, he just hung up. 15% say Austin Colleen. 75% of the voters so far on the Twitter poll say San Antonio. %75% on the Twitter poll that have voted. And it looks like 20 votes so far. There's still time to vote. 75% say San Antonio has the strongest chapter in Taifa. Wow. What is up with that? So after all of that, there's only 20 voters, Renee. Only 20 people have voted so far. Here's what I think happened. I think Houston and Colleen was so busy arguing about it over Facebook that nobody went to the Twitter account and voted. There's only 20 votes recorded so far. And 75% of those votes say San Antonio. 15% says Austin Colleen. Only 5% for Houston, only 5% for the RGV. So it's got nothing to do with the numbers being skewed because San Antonio has the most teams. No, only 20 people have voted so far. What kind of excuse is that? That's exactly what that is. It's an excuse. Houston has a lot of good chapters. You mean Houston has a lot of good organizations? It's one chapter. San Antonio is the largest chapter. They do have the most organizations. Houston is the second largest. I started the poll earlier today. I wasn't expecting a whole lot of votes until I mentioned it tonight. I get that. That's why I'm monitoring it. I'm watching it. I'm looking to see how it climbs. I've only had 20 votes so far. I've been talking about it for well over an hour now. It was posted 4 hours ago. Yeah, it was posted 4 hours ago on Twitter and Facebook. And trust me, if you look at the Facebook side of it, it got a lot of attention. But I guess nobody went and nobody from Houston or Colleen went to the Twitter account and voted, clearly. So we're going to go ahead and break this news. As I was waiting on a call, I tried to call it, I can't get a hold of him. The chapter director, Kamalo Bogan. Now, if you were listening closely, he just popped on the chat box here on the Spreaker. Let me give him the number. See if we can't get him on real quick. 979-353-4421. Kamal, if you're listening, that's the number to call, 979-353-4421. Patch you right into my system here. We'll put you right in my ear. So if you were paying attention as I was running through these scores, you might have heard something that you may be scratching your head a little bit going like, wait a minute, where'd that come from? So the question is, were you listening? As I'm trying to wait for him to call in. Because I hate to break this news and he not be on. Because this is his baby. Ronaldo Gonzalez says he heard it. What did you hear, Ronaldo? Darius, I'll see if I can't go back and edit that post and see if I can make it longer, make it for a week, and we'll recap it next week. That's a good idea. Folks here don't know how to use Twitter. Somebody said I just put a vote in for Colleen. Yep, I got 22 votes now. Colleen's climbed up to 17% now. Yeah, it looks like it won't let me edit it. So maybe we'll repost it later. All right, so he's having issues. Hang on a second. Which means I'm going to have to go back to the old way. So if you're listening on Facebook Live, you're not going to hear the caller, unfortunately, so I apologize. But on the phone with us right now, Kamala Bogan, who is the chapter director for a brand new chapter in Taifa out of El Paso. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Ken?
I'm doing good. Now that we got you on the phone, I'm not sure what happened. It was working earlier.
Yeah, I kept dialing that number. I don't know what was going on, but I kept dialing it over and over again. It just rang and then dropped.
Well, we'll have to see if we can fix that, but at least we can get you on this way. So congratulations on what you've been doing out there. A lot of work. It's been kind of in the background. No one's been really talking about it, but you got a brand new chapter in Taifa. They're out of El Paso. How did you get that working for yourself?
Well, it kind of fell in my lap in a way. There was a lot of teams that were interested, apparently. You know, Taifa has that reputation and people have heard about it. They wanted to bring it to El Paso. They just weren't sure how and didn't know that there were personnel in the area that could actually make it happen. And then when they found out that the resources were right here and, you know, it really could happen, they had a few teams to jump on board.
So when you talk to these organizations, I know we've tried this before. We had a couple of teams out of El Paso that tried to come into the league, and it was just a problem getting other people involved and then getting them to travel, I think, to the West Texas chapter. What was the difference this time with this group that came in?
Well, I think there was several things. I think, you know, for one, I think the people of El Paso, you know, again, they knew the product. You know, they really wanted the product this time around. I think the other thing was also having a resource that was familiar enough with Taifa, that was right here locally, that would be able to really educate them on what Taifa was about. You know, if you don't have, you know, that those people around that are able to really educate, you know, there's a lot of perceptions that go on. You know, a lot of people thinking that, you know, they might have to travel 8 hours every week. You know, all the rumors that go around, because there's not really somebody that's right there to quell all the rumors and say, hey, this is what's really going on and this is what Taifa really is about. And then, you know, just buy-in from, you know, a lot of the organizations in the area, you know, and you know, being willing to proceed after that.
So how many organizations to start off with have we gotten in the El Paso chapter now?
Right now, there's 7.
So we've got 7 organizations, and I see them as the El Paso Bombers, the El Paso Longhorns, El Paso Red Raiders, the El Paso Spartans, Horizon City Legion, the Horizon City Tigers, and the Next Gen Matadors.
Yes.
Where are the Next Gen Matadors out of?
They are out of El Paso as well. The Matadors is a local high school, Parkin High School, so they're kind of like the junior Matadors in a sense. So they're right here locally in El Paso as well.
And you guys had your first week of games this past weekend. We just got done reading off the scores. I waited to see if anybody actually caught what I was saying as I did the scores when I threw out those El Paso names. But not a lot of people caught on to it until after I started mentioning your call coming in. How did this weekend go for these games?
Well, you know, to be honest, first week in Taifa, you know, it was a little rocky, you know, but I think it still went pretty well. definitely a lot of development that has happened in the area, and we kind of knew that coming into it. So it was nothing more than what we expected. As a matter of fact,